Well, I'd like to introduce to you my two eldest grandsons. This is Charlie and Ollie, and they've just been on the World Scout Jamboree, and they're just going to tell us a little bit about it. So, Charlie, how did you get to go on this World Scout Jamboree?
So just over 2 years ago we applied for this, and with that we've managed to go on a selection weekend where we've been chosen, and now we're here.
Yeah, well, you got to go on it, fantastic, but actually it costs a lot of money. So Ollie, how did you manage to raise the money? What sort of things did you do?
So there was a lot of preparation for this, so we did many fundraising activities such as car boot sales, garage sales. We wrote to companies and charities asking them.
So there's quite a lot of things that were involved. That's really good. So you managed to get onto this, and was there some sort of preparation? How did you get prepared, Charlie?
We've had loads of different meetups and Zoom calls where we've managed to bond with our mates along the way, and we now have friends, so that's a good way to prepare ourselves.
Yeah. So you form yourself into a unit, I think is what they were calling it. What was your unit called, Ollie?
So our unit was called the Saurus, and it was a mix between Isle of Wight Scouts and Hampshire Scouts.
And the flag behind us, what's that?
So that's our unit badge. So our very first meetup, they told us that we needed to design a badge, and this was a design from someone, and that's stuck.
Looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it depicts something that's from this area, isn't it? Sort of a dinosaur type of thing. Yeah. So you got all the preparation done. You went on your camps, and you got all that sorted. Where did you actually meet just before you went? What did that entail?
So we met up in Southampton, where we had a night just before leaving to go to the Jamboree, where we got to just spend time with our friends before we left from the UK.
And so then it's off to the airport. Long journey. How did the journey? Was it directly to Korea, Ollie?
So we took a bus to Gatwick, and from Gatwick we flew to Dubai, and from Dubai we went to Seoul.
Seoul, and then straight down to the campsite?
No.
No.
So we had a couple of days in Seoul just to, see what the.
And that was always going to be part of the plan.
Yeah, it was always.
So you had a couple of days to find your way around Seoul and see a few of the sites. And then how did you get to the campsite?
Well, since due to typhoon and the rainy season, we were delayed by a day.
All right.
So we had an extra day in Seoul before having a 5-hour coach trip down to Saemangeum, where the campsite was.
All right. So you managed to get down there. And was the campsite ready, Charlie, when you got there?
So no, we had pallets which we had to put up with our tents, and everyone had to put up their tents in the heat, which was very hard, but we managed to get through it.
But you managed to miss that, didn't you, Ollie? You didn't actually put your tent up. Somebody put it up for you.
Yes.
Why was that?
I did, because a bit before the Jamboree I was asked to do an interview with ITV. So me, Millie, which is another person from my unit, and the leader, Ollie, went down to the UK hub to go and get an interview with ITV.
So, TV star in the making, fantastic. So, after the first night on the camp, what was breakfast like?
So breakfast consisted of a couple of English foods such as eggs, sausages, and vegetables, which we had to cook at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, great, I like that.
Quite hard, but it was not too bad.
Yeah. And did the activity start straight away? Did you start doing things?
So no, unfortunately we didn't have enough time on the campsite to do any activities.
Oh no.
Because the first day was just to have a look around the campsite and get familiar with the place. So.
But you did get to meet other campers, other scouts, and you did do some trading. So what was the trading like? What was that going? What did you do?
So trading was quite a good way to familiarise yourself with other countries and get to know more people. With that, we've managed to trade.
Wow, that's a stack of you've got a stack of badges there. Well done.
Yes.
From where though? Tell us some of the countries you've got badges from.
So we've been some of the countries such as Maldives, Brazil, Germany.
So these are scouts from all over the world. That's amazing. Any really special ones? Ollie, what have you got?
So this is a Taiwanese necker, which I traded up. So I did I started with one small badge, and each time I got gradually bigger until I traded up to this. And then this is a Maldives necker, which I traded for my necker. And then this is unopened, a Japanese necker, which is a necker that I really wanted from the start.
So you've got some really valuable things or
Okay.
sentimental things that will help you to remember your time there. So when were you actually told that things were going bad?
So it was on the last night, where it was about 10 o'clock.
How many days had you been there by then?
Third day.
Only on the third day.
On the third day, we were told that the UK have decided that the conditions were not too great and that we were to pull out the next morning.
Right. So that's really quite sudden, and you're going out the next morning. But what on the news for us, we were seeing it and reading about it, and it was saying it was really, really bad there. Was it really that bad?
No, everyone had a different experience. My experience, I found it okay. I was used to the heat. The food was okay, and I just enjoyed trading with everyone.
So what was the worst part, they think, Ollie? What was the worst part of it that was there?
So the facilities, the toilet facilities,
Toilet facilities.
weren't very good.
I think that's always the case on any
Yeah.
camp, isn't it? It's like, you don't spend a lot of time in the toilet. Yes, okay, we'll move on from there. So, so you were moved out. Where did you go back to? Where did you go to?
So we went back to a place called Dragon City, which was a 5-star hotel in Seoul.
5-star camping? That
Yes.
doesn't sound like scouting. So you were staying in a 5-star hotel. What was the food like there?
The food was a lot different to that on camp, and it was very good for all of the scouts.
Right, so great. So you didn't really start any activities while you were on camp. Did you do any activities while you were at the hotel?
So at the hotel, we had a couple of days in Seoul during the hotel time, and we did many activities from like soul searching, which is
Soul searching? What's that?
just like going around Seoul, and
So just going and searching for things, like a
Yeah.
treasure hunt in
it's
effect,
basically
really.
yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun, sort of thing I'd quite like, actually. So going around Seoul, and you'd actually be meeting and bumping into local people. How did they treat you?
So everyone in Seoul was super nice to us. Everyone seemed really apologetic, but to be fair, we felt quite bad because it wasn't their fault, and they seemed quite nice to us.
Yeah. I think that's generally the story. They do seem to be very kind people, and they wanted to help you all they could. So that's really good, and just, who can blame the weather? The weather's the weather, isn't it? So did you have any free time while you were there?
Yes, so we had about 2 days where we would just have free time and go off and do what we wanted to do.
And what sort of things what did you do, Ollie, on your free time?
So you could do whatever you like in free time. So my group, we decided to go hiking up the Korean mountains, which was an awesome experience.
Did you have a guide to show you where to go?
We planned out ourselves and we went up there, and the views were spectacular.
And that's what scouting's about, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
it is.
about going there and doing things on your own, planning stuff yourself, and it's character building. What did you do?
So me and a couple of my friends, we went to the theme park there, Lottie World, which from the view from the Lottie World Tower didn't seem too great, but inside it was very big,
Yeah.
and very good.
So you're getting now towards the end of it. I haven't mentioned earlier on, there was an opening ceremony which I've actually watched on YouTube, and it was really quite spectacular. Did you manage to get a closing ceremony of sorts?
Yeah, so the closing ceremony was supposed to be on the Jamboree, but they moved it to the Seoul World Cup Stadium, which was awesome, and there were many like K-pop bands that were playing for us, and it was like a really good time for everyone.
All the scouts from the Jamboree were there.
All the
pretty
scouts
much.
from the Jamboree.
That's really quite amazing, and a great way to finish it. But it wasn't the end for you, was it? So what happened to you after the Jamboree effectively finished? What did you do then?
So after the Jamboree finished, we still had 5 days in Seoul.
And that was always planned.
That was always planned.
So you were always going to do that anyway. So what sort of things did you do then?
So there we had a lot look at many museums and different landmarks around Seoul.
I've seen a hat that you brought back for your dad, which has got the letters DMZ on it.
Yeah.
What's that all about, Ollie?
So there, it's called the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it was alright. So we got a coach up there to go to the DMZ, and there were many things to do there. So having a look around, and there was also tunnels to go down and look around. But yeah,
I
it was
bet
good.
not many people have been there. I certainly haven't. So, Charlie, what was your favourite bit of it?
My favourite bit was the trading with the different scouts.
And that's one of the things that scouting's all about. It's one of these jamborees are all about is getting to meet people, and trading sort of encourages that, doesn't it? What about you, Ollie? Have you got any favourite bits?
Well, mine's hiking up the Korean mountains.
I think that must have been spectacular.
Yeah.
To organise that yourself, I'm really proud of you for doing that. So that's the end of it, but there was a journey home. That's not just get in a car and drive home, is it? How was the journey home?
So we got on, went to the airport again and got a plane. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. We got a plane to Dubai, so we slept most of that journey. And from Dubai we went back to Gatwick. So
And you're still not home then, you've still got
no,
a
and we
couple
still
of
got
hours or whatever in a
2-hour
coach.
coach drive back to Southampton.
So, jet lag? Are you suffering a little bit
Yes.
from jet lag?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Well, hopefully a few days you'll get over that. Anything either of you would like to add about it? Anything?
No.
Yeah?
It's just a
So,
great experience.
would you go on another one
Yeah.
if you were
Yes.
given the chance?
100%.
Definitely.
Well, hopefully you'll get that chance. And how would you rate it? So, final question, how would you rate it? Would you rate it as a good experience, bad experience, great experience? How would you, Charlie?
It's it's a once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So it's definitely got to be an amazing one.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
And what about you, Ollie? Is that the same?
Yeah, there's always going to be hiccups on the Jamboree, but
Yeah.
I think it was a great experience, and you know the UK really did help us out a lot and took good care of us. So.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
there's somebody else we ought to thank. People we ought to thank are all the people that have supported you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been friends, it's been family, it's been people you don't even know have helped you to go to South Korea.
Yeah, really good.
And whatever the news said, it's not all true. You know, they did have a fantastic experience. All the scouts were there, really learnt something from it, and they want to go back. So thanks very much for watching.
Thank
I
you
look
very
forward to
much,
see you.
Thank you.
See you in the next one. Bye for now.